The new split of Season 12 is here, and with that comes a new set of legends rising through the tiers and becoming the most dominant. But now, some of you guys may be wondering who exactly those legends are. Well, hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8 Second Gaming, and in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down where exactly each and every legend is falling in the tiers for this split. But if you guys are really looking to improve at Apex this split, there is no better time than right now. Over on the GameLeap website, in celebration of the new split, if you use code SPLIT2, you get 50% off your membership. You do not want to miss out on this opportunity because our Predator level coaches are making a lot of guide content that is more in depth than any YouTube video could ever be. But that's not the best part. If you click the link in the description right now and sign up for the website, you will be entered in a draw to win a one-on-one coaching session with me. So go right now, get yourself a membership, or I'll unvirgin your olive oil. So now that we have that covered it out of the way, let's dive into the real topic at hand and break down these tiers. Now, there will be a few different tiers, and these will range from C to S tier with a secretly broken tier thrown in there. The secretly broken tier is going to be sleeper picks to keep your eyes on. So let's start things off, shall we, and begin with our C tier legends. These are legends that are really going to struggle being put into team comps and just offer a lot of exploitable holes that teams can take advantage of against you. These two legends finding themselves here are Rampart and Mirage. First off, with Rampart, she has always been an underwhelming pick in the meta. She's never really fit into a role, she can't really hold buildings like other defensive characters, and her kit does not work as a secondary fragger. Even with her upgraded Sheila she got a while ago, there still is a lot left to be desired on her. Though she is amazing in a couple of situations, waiting game after game for a very specific situation to happen in order to have a good legend just doesn't make them worth playing. So until we see those rumored buffs coming into play on her, Rampart will remain a C tier legend. Now next up we have Mirage. Mirage has moved from B tier last video into C tier this one. KC does not have some of these sightline blockers that Olympus does that Mirage really relies on. A lot of fights on Kings Canyon are in openish areas where you can still track enemy teams easily, and with Mirage's kit only really working if you can't see him, he will be falling slightly in usefulness. Again, like Rampart, he just doesn't really fit into a role, and having him leaves a lot to be desired on a team comp, so Mirage will be finding himself a home in C tier. But that's going to be all for C tier, so let's move into the B tier. Now this is going to be a spot for legends that are just kind of existing in the game. Their kits aren't bad per se, but there really isn't anything special about them either. You won't complain about having them on their team, but there's not anything really to jump for joy about them either. These legends are Fuse, Lifeline, Bangalore, Revenant, Watson, and Pathfinder. Starting off with Fuse, in the right hands, a good Fuse player can be deadly. I'm not going to try to argue otherwise, and he is pretty good, and his ultimate can easily lock down teams if they don't have any mobility options. But that's also where he falls off. Most legends in the meta have some form of mobility to get out of his ultimate. A lot of the teams that you run into are going to have some form of escape in order to get out of the fire and not be locked down. So his biggest asset to the team isn't actually going to do anything and can pretty much mess your team up if they're trying to push. So right now he is a B tier legend. Next up, Lifeline. Now Kings Canyon does have a bit more flexibility for Lifeline because of the ultimate charge towers. But calling in that care package is also ringing a dinner bell for people to come and eat you. It's not going to be pretty on KC. The map is very close together and POIs are not safe for long, so she can really end a game very quickly if you do call in that care package. Teams are going to be on their way. She is a good legend to have on your team to reset fights, but other than that, she's really only going to find a home in the B tier. Now for Bangalore. Bang has always been a middle of the pack legend. She's never really stood out in a meta, and there's really no exception here either. The only reason that I have her in B tier and not C is because of the one-way smoke glitch that's going on right now. With all of these scan and counter legends she has, she really doesn't fit well in the meta and will just kind of exist in B tier. Next up is Revenant. Now some people might be wondering why I have Rev here when he's usually a very strong pick for KC. And that's because I'm not basing this tier list on how well they combo with legends. Without Octane, Revenant isn't really that good. You need that jump pad option to get into the fight, or you're wasting a lot of time from your death totem. The silence is good, but where he really shines is the death totem, and unless he has the right team backing him up, Revenant just isn't as scary as he can be, and that's why he's in B tier. Next is Watson. Now, I love Watson. I used to main her. I have over 7,000 kills on her. But right now, she just isn't a good pick, especially not in Kings Canyon. There are a lot of times where you need to hold a mixture of a building and an open area on the map, and Watson really struggles to hold open areas. It's not a strong suit of hers. So she is chilling out in B tier unless we see another buff to her. I really want to see another Watson meta. I do love her. And last up in B tier is Pathfinder. Now, Pathy isn't actually a bad option. He is great at taking high ground, and there are some walls that you can play with his zipline that are great for endgame. But the issue he has is lacking a real passive and his really long cooldowns. If you hit a really nice grapple and go a super long way with it, you're being punished by a longer cooldown, and that makes you stuck in the open areas. And his hitbox is huge. He's a fridge, so in a building, even Helen Keller could kill him. So for now, B tier he stays. But now we can move into our A tier legends. These are legends that will back up and fill a team comp no problem. But they are lacking in some way, shape, or form, dragging a team down ever so slightly and missing that one key detail to not be S tier. These are Crypto, Horizon, Loba, Octane, and Wraith. Starting off with Crypto, he is going to be a really strong pick this split, a team comp running this legend, all playing around him, getting a ton of information. He deals a lot of damage to start out fights also, and he can see where everyone is, get free ring scans, and a lot more. But the downside is your entire team needs to play around his style and make sure that you use him to the full advantage. If you don't play around the Crypto, you are missing out on a lot and it isn't worth running him. So because of that, he's A tier. Next up is Horizon, a legend that can win a fight with a handful of grenades, and a well-placed ultimate isn't something to scoff at. But on top of that, she can easily take high ground with her whole team. She can also take new angles in fights, rip off doors, make spots unplayable, and she does offer quite the package to a team. But the reason she's A tier is because she just kind of feels like she's missing something. She doesn't feel as strong as she used to be, and something in her kit is just off. So right now, she just feels like A tier. Now for Loba, Loba has been seeing a lot more playtime recently on high tier teams in scrims and tournaments. She is nice and offers a huge safety net to teams with grabbing ammo and other things from dead bodies. But the only issue I have with her is just like Horizon, she's missing something. Her kit is good, but it isn't broken or overpowered. You're not scared to fight a Loba, you don't see her and immediately worry about what's coming. So that's why she's an A tier legend. And now I'm going to talk about Wraith and Octane at the same time because they really fall off in the same spots. Though their tacticals are amazing at repositioning in fights, their ultimates aren't as good as they used to be. They both lack range now. Not being able to jump or portal as far has been really hurting them in the meta currently, and with Valkyrie being the main form of team mobility these days, these two are losing a lot more and more usefulness and finding themselves in A tier. Maybe with some buffs to them or some nerfs to other legends, they will move back into S tier, but for right now, they're just A. Now for the secretly OP tier, this is for legends that are really flying under the radar and when played correctly can be a huge asset to teams and help you wipe squads easily. These legends are Seer and Mad Maggie. First with Seer, he has the second lowest pick rate at the time of recording this with 1.5%, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think much of him. But recently I've been watching a lot of his Watson playing him and I have to say he's able to carry some fights. I wouldn't go as far as saying he's better than Bloodhound, but he's not as bad as I once thought. So I'm not really expecting his play rate to go up, but don't be surprised if a Seer team does do really well this split. And even though I plan on playing more Caustic this rank split, my backup will be Seer. So if you guys want to see how I use him and play ranked, come swing by one of my streams over on Twitch TV/8secondgaming. But for Mad Maggie, she really is the perfect fit for highly aggressive teams. Kings Canyon really highlights the necessity of ending fights as quickly as possible, or you're gonna get third, fourth, fifth partied. And there is no better legend for that than Mad Maggie. Her ult allows you to get in quickly and disrupt teams, and they aren't able to play cover either with her riot drill. She is just great for teams that want to fight, so if you're looking to be aggressive but not sure who to play, try looking at running Maggie. But now we've reached the top, the S tier, the legends who are broken and who you will be seeing most of this split. These legends are Ashe, Bloodhound, Caustic, Gibraltar, and Valkyrie. Ashe has really been stepping up in the meta. Her passive is insanely strong at gathering information and seeing where teams are playing. Plus, her tactical is amazing at locking down and making sure you can secure a kill on someone. And unlike Wraith or Octane, her ult isn't falling off in the meta right now. Instant portals are really nice and she's just a huge asset to a squad, so she is an S tier legend. Next up we have Bloodhound. I don't think it surprises anyone to see the Hound up here. They have been a dominant force on teams for a few seasons now, and everyone fears the sound of an ulting Bloodhound. The scans provide so much information in fights, you have free wall hacks and can just win a lot off Bloodhound alone. There really isn't a place for them other than S tier, maybe S+, but that's not on this list. Next up is Caustic. Gas Daddy is the strongest defensive legend in the game currently. He is able to hold buildings and open areas effectively, plus he's able to flip a switch and become offensive as well. This is a legend I'm expecting a lot of people to run the split in order to climb, so I hope you guys enjoy breathing it in cause gas will be everywhere. And I will probably be playing a lot of him come this split because of how strong he is on KC. But moving on, we have the Gibster. Like Bloodhound, I don't think many people are surprised to see Gibby up here. He has been a powerhouse pick for a while and even had a 100% pick rate in Pro League games. You got mobile cover, faster res, amazing ultimate, he really is the total package in a support legend and is almost a must-have pick for ranked. Gibby is a legend that not a lot of people want to play, but he is someone you should learn. He will help you a lot in your rank climbs. And for probably the strongest legend in the game currently, we have Valkyrie. Valk has such a strong ultimate in the game currently, you are almost throwing if you don't have her on the team. Her rockets can help you lock down kills, and her ultimate opens up so many opportunities for teams on rotations and endgame options, with oobing still being a viable strategy. If Respawn doesn't nerf her soon, I will be very surprised, but until then you should 100% be abusing her. She's just free rotations and you can easily get spots in endgame without having to worry about it. So right now we are really seeing a highly diverse tier list currently. A lot of legends are viable, and as the season goes on we may see some new strategies moving legends around. So as the meta continues to shift, we will be keeping this tier list up to date. So if you guys want to stay up to date with that and also the latest and greatest Apex Legends, tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Stop being part of the 82% of people that watch this that aren't subscribed. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I will see you in the next one.